Hey folks, Andy here. 2015 is behind us. We're about halfway through the so-called awards season, and it's time for me to go ahead and do my 2015 year in movie review. July 17th, Marvel's Ant-Man. Now, I enjoyed Avengers Age of Ultron, but the superhero movie of the year for me was Ant-Man. And it's because you weren't expecting it to be. You were expecting it to be a fun movie in the Marvel Universe, cinematic universe, and you were expecting everything that comes with that. You were expecting brilliant special effects, you were expecting fun action, and the special effects for the shrinking, and especially when he's ant-sized, done very well. But what you weren't really expecting, you were expecting some humor, but you weren't expecting humor on the level that Paul Rudd and Michael Pena deliver. Michael Pena plays, I forget the character's name, but he basically plays Paul Rudd's best buddy who, after Scott Lang is released from prison, picks him up from jail, gives him a place to live, helps him out until up through when Michael Douglas's character, Hank Pym, essentially recruits Scott Lang to be the Ant-Man. And then it becomes a straight-up heist movie, but it's very funny. A lot of it goes to Michael. A lot of credit goes to Michael Pena and his portrayal of that character in really helping the pace of that movie. Honestly, I might say Michael Pena was more important in that movie than Paul Rudd was, even though Paul Rudd was still amazing and very funny in his way. It's a different humor style, but Michael Pena's delivery just blew me away in that movie. So definitely go check out Ant-Man if you haven't seen it, because it will surprise you. October 2nd, The Martian. Matt Damon stars in adaptation of a novel of the same name about an astronaut who gets stranded on Mars alone and has to live there for, what is it, half a year? Almost a year? Something like that? It may be over a year, come to think of it. No, it's at least half a year, but maybe not a full year. A lot of fun science goes into this. There are a few scientific flubs here and there that, if you know what you're talking about, it's hard to get by, but you can suspend your disbelief because it's a movie, because it's a good story, because it's well acted. Matt Damon does such a good job that I found myself enjoying the parts of him alone on Mars much more than the other half of the movie, which was the people in the big space station ship vessel thing and the people on Earth who were all trying to figure out how to get him back. Again, Michael Pena's in this, delivers some humor, but he's more of a dramatic character in this, not like he was in Ant-Man. But really, all kudos go to Matt Damon's portrayal of the character, because he kept you in that movie when everyone else pretty easily could have lost you. October 16th brought us Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak. Beautiful movie, very well acted. I can't remember the name of the lady that played the main character, or her character's name. I know it was Mia something. She was in the Disney Alice in Wonderland that they're already going to do a sequel to. And obviously Tom Hiddleston, who we all know as Loki from the Marvel movies. They're the main characters. There's also another lady who plays Tom Hiddleston's character's sister. Essentially, he recruits Mia's character to come to marry him, live with him in this house out in out in the boonies, basically. It's called Crimson Peak because because of the red clay, and when it snows there, the snow gets dyed red by the clay, so they call it Crimson Peak. That's only part of the story. Has the ability to see ghosts ever since her mother had passed away many years previous. And it's not, even though it was marketed as such, it's not a horror movie. It is more of a gothic romance movie. So it's, I don't know if romance, gothic drama, not necessarily a romance. There is some romance involved as part of a key plot point in the movie, but the plot of the movie resolves more about the drama, the mystery of what's going on. The ghosts are part of that. They feed into why all that's happening, but they are a plot point, but not the plot, if that makes any sense. The movie's beautifully filmed. Set designs are amazing. As with every Del Toro movie, the color palette is amazing. The special effects and makeup effects are amazing. I think the set design and makeup effects are award-worthy, but maybe overlooked because every Del Toro movie pretty much gets overlooked. Even if it's nominated and should win, it doesn't. We know how that goes. Definitely check it out. Don't expect a horror movie. Expect a good mystery drama with some ghosts. All right. December 18th, closing out the year in movies that I saw, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, I'm of the old school where they're not episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then the prequels. And now Force Awakens. I think Force Awakens stands on its own where the prequels do not. Even though Force Awakens is setting up an obvious setup for 2 more movies, and it borrows heavily from the original Star Wars, A New Hope. It sets us up with new characters that are believable in this universe. They don't just feel forced on us. It updates the technology only slightly. Like, it's done as if the real amount of time since Jedi came out had passed, as between when the original Return of the Jedi came out and when Force Awakens came out. There's advances in technology, but only slightly. Unlike the strange, vast differences between the prequels and the original Star Wars. I enjoyed it. I think even though it borrowed so much from the original, we got to see old characters, old friends in new and exciting ways. We got introduced to new people that we are hopefully going to go on an amazing journey with. I think Kylo Ren, the main bad guy, is everything that Anakin Skywalker in the prequels should have been, but finally done right. All right, that is it for the movies that I actually got to see in 2015. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, the movies that I didn't get to see but wanted to.